and welcome to Shah Alam, the state capital of Selangor here in Malaysia. We're at the Malawati Stadium for semi-finals day at the Celcom Axiata Malaysia Open. Well, this event is the third of the 12 tournaments that make up the MetLife BWF World Superseries. The Super Series, as you could see there, scattered all over the globe. And this is the third event, as I say, and it's also the second of the 5 premier events, an even higher tier of tournament within the Super Series. Now, the MetLife BWF World Super Series also has Super Series finals, of course, in Dubai. And the Super Series finals is just for the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines. Now, to qualify, you can only qualify from the 12 Super Series tournaments throughout the year. And it's been a huge success. We've already had 2 editions in Dubai Super Series finals. So it is semi-finals day today, as I say, and we're starting with the 2 women's singles. First of all, the former world number 1 Saina Nehwal of India up against Tai Tzu Ying, who won this title here 3 years ago. Then it's the battle of the 2 former world champions, Wang Yihan, who was champion here in 2012. She's up against Ratchanok Intanon. Then it's mixed doubles, and the world and Olympic champions also happen to be defending champions here, and 2-time winners Jiang Nang and Zhao Yunlei. They're up against Malaysia's Chan Peng Soon and Goh Liu Ying, who were beaten finalists here 3 years ago. Then it's women's doubles, and Jung An Shing from Korea up against the Asian Games gold medalist Meswari and Polly from Indonesia. Then we finish with men's singles, and the European champion Jano Jorgensen up against the 10-time former champion, the Malaysian great Lee Chong Wei. So that's our lineup. Our first of our matches is this women's singles. Saina Nehwal in her 4th semi-final here, up against the former champion Tai Tzu Ying. Well, she's been announced to the fans, but not brought on to court quite yet. I can tell you that as far as the women's singles draw is concerned, well, by quarter-final stage, we only had 5 seeds left in the event, but 4 former champions. And the former champions were in the top quarter and the bottom quarter, which means that now in semi-finals we have 4 different nations represented and only 2 former champions. Saina Nehwal, the former world number 1, and Tai Tzu Ying, the former champion here in Malaysia. So Tai Tzu Ying, who won the title here in 2013, beat a qualifier, Yao Shui of China, in the final those 3 years ago. So trying to make it through to a second final here in Malaysia. Saina Nehwal trying to make it through to a first. Mia from Iran is our umpire for this one. David Wong of Malaysia will be the service judge, so the first duty, the toss of the coin. And the players can decide one of 3 options. Either choose which end they wish to start the competition, or they can choose to serve, or they can choose to receive.
Umpire Hermin Amin Mer, Iran. Service judge David
So Saina Nehwal turned
Malaysia.
26 last month. Was world number 1, as I say. She's gone down a couple of places in the world ranking this week, though, down to number 8. She spent a total of 14 weeks as world number 1. Of course, the Olympic bronze medalist, World Championships silver medalist last year in Jakarta. And she is in her 3rd semi-final of the year. Now, she's beaten 2 Thailand players yesterday in the quarterfinal against Porntip Baranaprasa. Dropped the opening game before winning through in 2 minutes shy of the hour mark. Tai Tzu Ying, number 9 in the world ranking at the moment, so 1 place lower than her opponent, a total of 11 weeks as world number 3, so. And she has been seeded at the last 3 Malaysian Opens, but not seeded this year. Now, as far as her progression through to today's semi-final is concerned, she's beaten 2 former champions back-to-back. In the second round, she beat the number 2 seed, Lee Shui-Rei, who won the title in 2014. Needed 3 games there. Yesterday's quarter-final against the number 5 seed, she beat the 2011 winner, Wang Shixian. That was in straight games, as you can see. So, this semi-final will actually be the 13th meeting between these 2 players. And of the previous 12, Tai Tzu Ying has won 7 of them. But I think what's more significant is that she's won the last 5, and she's also won 7 of the last 8. In fact, you have to go back to the quarter-final of the Swiss Grand Prix Gold, which was over 3 years ago in 2013 for the last time this lady, Saina Nehwal, beat Tai Tzu Ying. So I'm Jill Clark, delighted to say that Steen Pedersen is alongside me once again, former head coach of the Danish national team. And Steen, I mean, I've been talking about the head-to-heads, we're looking at them now. Is it significant that Tai Tzu Ying has won the last 5?
Yes, I think it is actually, because she's won them in a period where Saina was actually playing really, really well and amongst the top 3 or 4 in the world. So it is significant in my opinion, and I also feel that the conditions here in Shaolam is fitting the Taiwanese player.
On my left, Saina Nehwal, India. Level, play.
So the former world number 1, Saina Nehwal, the number 3 seed here, getting this semi-final underway, and immediately Tai Tzu Ying sending a message of intent.
On court 2, mixed doubles, Joachim Fischer-Nelson, Christina Pedelson, Denmark, versus Tontowi Ahmad, Liliana Nasir, Indonesia. Umpire, Joachim Cheng, Malaysia.
It's going wide. Now, Steen, we've been talking over the last couple of days about the drift in this arena, and it really is quite significant. Now, just explain a little bit more what you meant by the conditions would suit, or in your opinion, might suit Tai Tzu Ying better. Is it because of her array of shots?
That's partly it, but it's also that she's very fast, very light-footed. I rate her to have a better footwork than Saina Nehwal. Saina relies a lot on precision and accuracy, and that's difficult with the drift in here.
Oh, that's landed in. Oh, it's a great start for Tai Tzu Ying.
But the first rally we saw here, I was actually a little bit surprised, because I think we saw 3 clears in one rally, and that's perhaps more than we've seen all week altogether. Players are very reluctant to play a clearing game.
Oh, look at that magnificent drop shot. She's started the rallies with a very, very high serve, Tai Tzu Ying.
Yeah. There's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful deception. And that's also one of the things that it's going to make it hard for Saina Nehwal. If she loses her balance, it's so hard to control the shots in this arena.
Yeah. 6-love lead for Tai Tzu Ying. fabulous start. And already we can see, I know you and I have discussed before about Tai Tzu Ying's overhead racket action and what a delight it is. It looks so relaxed. It creates so much deception.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you watch the comparison of the two players and the overhead action, I mean, I see a stark difference between the two.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's very difficult to describe it. It just looks nicer when Tai Tzu Ying hits the shuttle. That doesn't mean that Saina doesn't have good technique. She definitely has. It's just like it's a more playful, technical style that Tai Tzu Ying has got. I have a feeling that she's experimenting more in practice. That's another shot like there.
That's gone too long. Yes, so I would liken it to the difference between Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal. One looks just so relaxed on court, and the other one has wonderful skills as well.
Yeah.
But it's almost as if, well, it just doesn't have the same aesthetic, pleasing manner, does it?
Yeah, it's a good way of describing it. So it's a mixture of these two things that, to me, makes Tai Tzu Ying the big favorite in this match. And in the following match today, we're going to see another player with fantastic technical skills, Rachana Gintanen against Wang Yihan. And I think it's the other way around there, because Wang Yihan has a little bit better reach and moves a little bit better than Saina here. So I think she'll have the upper hand in the next women's singles, but it's going to be really interesting to see how the players cope with these drifty conditions here.
Oh, wow. She coped quite brilliantly with that. Landed on the back line. Brings Saina forward, then plays her to the back. Oh, crikey, she couldn't have walked over there and placed it any better.
And we can almost see the body language from Saina Nehwal. It's very, very different from what we're used to. She really needs to get something going to get some confidence back.
Missed it.
But look here, if that had landed in, Saina would have been nowhere near it.
Yeah.
It was impossible to see whether it was going straight or cross from Tai Tzu Ying.
It's gone long. So 11-4, the advantage, 7-point advantage at the mid-game interval to Tai Tzu Ying. There, Vimal Kumar, Saina Nehwal's personal coach. It's interesting, Steen, that you talk about Saina Nehwal needing to get confidence back, because, you know, I'm looking at their results over last year, and Tai Tzu Ying, well, it's almost 16 months ago since she last won a title, which was the Dubai Super Series finals of 2014. Yeah. And yet she seems to be oozing confidence, but of course Saina Nehwal has had a whole catalogue of injury problems.
Yeah, we saw this match played out at the All England, and we discussed it back then that it was quite obvious that Saina is on her way back after injury. The one that made her pull out of Hong Kong Open, and of course we don't know how she feels.
No.
How good she feels her form is right now, but if she's a little bit doubtful of it and knows that she's facing an opponent that she's had trouble with lately in conditions that favor her, then there's a lot of mental work to do there.
Yeah. I did think last week in Delhi, though, at the India Super Series, when Saina Nehwal lost to Li Shuai in the semi-final, and it was a tremendous match, 3 games. And apart from the fact she's very sporting, she smiled and went to congratulate her opponent, and it almost said to me, well, I may have lost, but I'm pleased with the form that I've been showing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I saw that match, and I think that Saina has progressed from the All England. She's in better shape, but there's no doubt to me that she can't be in top form at the moment. And she somehow, I think she knows that. I'm positive she knows that. She's a very thoughtful player. I had a chance to talk with her on a number of occasions, and she's fully aware of what's happening, and that she has to come up with something a little bit different here if she's going to have a chance.
Yeah. Oh, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a challenge.
Oh, here we go. First challenge.
Difficult for us to see, but my initial feeling was that it might have gone long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're divided on that, because I immediately thought, oh, that's perfect length, but...
I hope so much I'm right. I'm not.
That's it, you're making the teas tonight.
Service over.
Yeah. One challenge has come and gone. Only one remaining for Saina in this game.
6, play.
And there's one more thing we have to mention, that is that Saina is starting the match on the for women's singles not so good side, because it's really difficult to put pressure on Tai Tzu Ying on the back court.
7-13.
We've seen a lot of big deficits in scoring here in Shah Alam, and that is, in my opinion, due to the conditions.
Yeah.
We've seen matches 21-10, and then the next game is 10-21. And then a close third game. And you talk to some of the players, and they confirm that you don't concentrate that much on the opponent. You can concentrate a lot more on controlling the drift. Yeah. That was doubtful as well.
Yeah, I thought that was more likely that one was long. But Saina doesn't challenge. Oh no, good call, line judge, was he?
Service over. 8-15. Service over. 16.
So what you're really saying to us, Steen, about the difference in ends is that even if Tai Tzu Ying wins this, you still think that Saina Nehwal could come back in the second game.
Yeah, she still has a good chance. We saw it yesterday with the Japanese pair, Endo and Hayakawa, against Lee Young-dae and Yo Young-sung, that the Japanese pair actually got a little help from the drifty conditions, because they had lost convincingly the last 6 games against the Koreans, but had a match point yesterday, and I think sometimes you get help from the drift.
Yeah. Yes.
Service over.
Good clear from
10,
Saina Nehwal.
17.
Yeah, it's landed in.
11-17.
Of course, as we progress through the tournament, we're going to see players that have managed to adapt to the conditions, and that also copes with them best. I mean, the ones that can't cope with the conditions, they're not here anymore. They're off to the next tournament.
Yes.
So we'll see some good badminton in the semi-finals and the final, no doubt about that.
Yeah, it was all set up with a wonderful tight spinning net shot from Saina Nehwal.
18.
Yeah, force the short lift. Then there's the opportunity to play the winner. Good rally. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that is sensational. How she outmaneuvered Saina Nehwal.
19. 12.
Yeah, devastating for the Indian player. She actually controlled most of the rally,
Yeah.
except for the last 10% of it.
Service over. 13. 19.
Well, we're already really seeing Saina Nehwal's fighting spirit, aren't we? She refuses to give up in the rally.
Yeah, and what was the score at the interval? I think she's leading here in the second part of the first game.
Yeah, it was 11-4.
So she's 10-8 up. And, I mean, that's a little comfort for her if she should end up losing this first game, which I suppose she is.
Yeah, because it's game point opportunities now for Tai Tzu Ying.
So she's got at least some kind of clue of what to do if she should be able to take this to a deciding game and play on this side of the court once more. Yeah, that's a good call.
Service over. 15. 20.
Oh, that is brilliant. What a delightful shot from Saina Nehwal.
20.
Yeah, just proving her racket skills. Well. Just 2 points in it now.
Is she really going to let this slip away, Tai Tzu Ying? That would be amazing.
Yeah. That's gone long. Would you believe it? 5 game points have come and gone. And just one more remains. Unbelievable. Oh, superb. The fans here loving it. Great fighting spirit from Saina Nehwal. But in the end, Tai Tzu Ying, who had that 7-point advantage, she rushed to the 7-love lead at the start of this semi-final. And she kept that 7-point advantage to the mid-game interval. My goodness, didn't she have to battle? Look at the delightful disguise on that final drop shot. Well, a little over 16 minutes and 21-19 opening game to the former champion, Tai Tzu Ying. Well, the former champion, Tai Tzu Ying. Well, this may sound a very odd thing for me to say, because Saina Nehwal obviously has just lost the opening game, but I think the momentum is with her.
I totally agree with you, Jill. She played a great second part of the first game, and she sort of found the lines and were able to control her shots to the back of the court, and that's very comforting if you can take this to a third game.
Play.
That's nice. And I'm surprised about that, the control when you've just switched ends, so it's a totally different drift.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And we've seen on the previous days that especially playing from left to right is particularly difficult because of the side drift.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, look at that. Backhand defence, played cross court.
Yeah, that's well played.
Service over. 1, 2.
Yeah. Great placement of the smash there from Saina Nehwal.
Two all.
Oh, that was going out, wasn't it, Steen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one has.
3, 2. Service over. 3 all. Service over.
That was interesting as well, that
4,
final shot
3.
from Saina Nehwal. Not so much pace on it, but look where she's placed it. Directly at her opponent again.
Yeah. Trying to take away the possibility of getting good angles on her shots. Tai Tzu Ying.
Well.
I
Service
also think
over.
that Saina
4
in the second part of the
all.
first game, she moved better than I mean, she's always fighting a lot, but it seems better and better. Like we discussed, the All England was the first tournament coming back, or maybe the second. I can't remember whether she played the Indian Grand Prix Gold, but
5.
No, she didn't. She pulled out.
yeah, and looked better in Indian Superseries, and here it starts coming together for
Yeah.
Saina again. Good call.
Yeah,
Service over.
all left.
5 all.
And it's so important for Saina to control the rallies, to have the upper hand in the rallies, because otherwise there will be these lethal attacking shots with small deception in from Tai Tzu Ying.
6, 5. Service over. 6 all.
Yes, could probably hear the verbal come on from Saina Nehwal to herself. Oh, it's a good net shot.
Service over. 7, 6.
Yeah. Racket arm outstretched, taking it as early as she possibly could. Well, a little look back from Tai Tzu Ying towards the back line. Yeah. Right ankle heavily strapped.
I actually think it's strapping to protect the Achilles.
Yeah, you were sitting next to her on the aeroplane from Fuzhou down to Hong Kong last year.
That's right. And she'd been struggling with it for a little while and felt that it was necessary to take some time off and get it fixed.
Yeah, and very wise in my opinion. Oh my goodness.
Service over. 9-7.
Yeah, it's a tight schedule for these players here with Super Series, Uber Cup coming up, and a couple of more Super Series before the sort of preparation period for the Olympics begins.
Yes, of course, there's only one more before the end of the Olympic qualifying period, but you're absolutely right. Before the Olympic Games, then there's the Indonesia Premier Super Series, followed by the Australian Super Series. Look at that disguise again. Oh, my word. Oh, my goodness. Well, she's never afraid, Tai Tzu Ying, to try something a little extraordinary and go for her shots. Of course, at times she makes errors, and sometimes I know coaches get a little bit frustrated because it seems like a simple error, but then she makes a lot of winners that a lot of other players wouldn't make.
And that's exactly it. I mean, if you make a lot of winners, it's much easier to accept the mistakes. And I mean, she's not that tall a girl, so she simply needs to create winners, otherwise she'll have to work way too hard.
So just a 2-point advantage here in the second game for Tai Tzu Ying. Had that 7-point advantage in the first game.
There's a development, actually, I think, in women's singles that... oh, here we have the...
Oh, sorry, I didn't have enough time to look at that.
Early on, we've seen a number of not so tall players being good because they were fast, but now they're both fast and have excellent technique.
A good rally. Oh my goodness. Well, she decided to leave it in the end, and it was the right decision. My goodness. Look at that. That's just outrageously good. In fact, did she really leave that, or did she try to play?
Almost touched.
13-10.
Oh. Challenge.
Oh, there is a challenge too.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's wide by a whisker.
Out.
Well, maybe it wasn't wide at all.
Oh, did you get the point there or what? The scoreboard shows 14-10.
Oh, no. Oh, well, that's wrong.
Yeah, it should be 13-11 until we've seen the result of the challenge.
Correction in.
Well, what a good challenge. What a good challenge. You did just catch the line.
10.
The problem is that Tai Tzu Ying has now gotten 2 points.
Yeah. Yes, it's now 14-10. Yeah, well,
Now 14-10.
yeah. Well, we've got it right. The scoreboard that you can see, in essence, just beyond the umpire's head there, hasn't been adjusted. It's still got challenge successful.
It was 14.
So-
Now it's 15.
No, it's not 15.
No.
It's 14.
And the players are standing as it's 14 as well.
Yeah.
We've seen some situations where
On 13.
the umpires are a little bit too quick to push the buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, but all's well that
Late.
ends well.
Yeah.
And we're now right, 14-10.
Service over. 11-14.
Yeah, it's a little odd for the players here because there's no, as you mentioned yesterday, Joe, there's no big screen in the hall, so they can follow the development of the challenges. And we saw yesterday that PV Sindhu, she simply couldn't believe
No.
that
Service over. 15.
one of her challenges wasn't successful. Yeah.
16-11. Service over. 12-16.
Oh, yes, that's found the back line.
Service over. 17-12.
Yeah, so is that.
18-12.
Oh, just wide.
Service
Yeah, it was a
over.
lovely skill, lovely
13,
disguise.
18.
That's short. Yeah. It's well worked.
Service over. 19-13.
That's way, way long. And that error means that Tai Tzu Ying
Match
has
point,
7
13.
match point opportunities to make it through to a second final here at the Malaysian Open. Great defence, that's going wide. 21-19, 21-13. Tai Tzu Ying will have another shot at winning a second title. 3 years after her first title, Tai Tzu Ying, magnificent today. Well, she has been throughout the tournament. She really has. 34 minutes in total, 21-19, 21-13. So we know that Tai Tzu Ying is in the women's singles final tomorrow. Who will she play? We're about to find out. Will it be the former champion, Wang Yihan, won the title here 4 years ago, or will it be Ratchanok Intanon? Players wait in the wings. The battle of the former world champions. Wang Yihan won her world title in London in 2011. Ratchanok won the next world title, which was in Guangzhou in 2013. Of course, we don't have a World Championships in Olympic year,